I'm so disoriented.
Okay. You may have a seat, Mr. Worthy.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell. I prefer standing.
Mr. Worthy, I feel bound to tell you that you're not down on my list of eligible young men. Although I have the same list as the dear Duchess of Boltonhouse. We work together. However, I'm quite prepared to enter your name, should your answers be what a truly affectionate mother requires. Do you smoke?
Well, yes. I must admit I smoke.
Oh, I'm very glad to hear it. A man should always have an occupation of some kind. There are far too many idle men in London as it is. Now, how old are you?
29.
Very good age for getting married. I've always been of opinion that if a man desires to marry, he should either know everything or nothing. Which do you know?
I know nothing, Lady Bracknell.
I'm pleased to hear it. I do not approve of anything that tampers with natural ignorance. Why? Ignorance is like a delicate, exotic fruit. Touch it. And the bloom is gone. The whole theory of modern education is radically unsound. Fortunately, in England, however, it produces no effect whatsoever. Oh, if it did, it'd prove a serious danger to the upper classes and probably lead to acts of violence in Grosvenor Square. Now, what is your income?
Between 7,000 and 8,000 a year.
Land or investments?
In investments, chiefly.
A satisfactory answer. No. What with the duties expected of one during one's lifetime and the duties exacted from one after one's death, why, land has ceased to be neither a pleasure nor a profit. Oh, it gives one position, but it prevents one from keeping it up. That is all that can be said about land.
I own a country house with some land. Of course, attached to it are about 1,500 acres, but I don't depend on that for my real income. In fact, as far as I can make out, the poacher's the only one to make anything out of it.
A country house. How many bedrooms? Ah, that point can be cleared up later. You have a townhouse, I presume. A girl with a sweet, unspoiled nature like Gwendolyn could hardly be expected to live in the country.
Yes. I own a house in Belgrave Square, but it's let to the year by Lady Bloxham.
Lady Bloxham? I don't know her.
Oh, she goes about very little. She's a lady considerably advanced in years.
Oh, nowadays that's no guarantee of respectability or character. What number Belgrave Square?
149.
Oh, the fashionable side. I thought there was something. However, that could be easily altered.
Do you mean the fashion or the side?
Both, if necessary, I presume. What are your politics?
Well, I'm afraid I really have none. I'm a liberal unionist.
Oh, they count as Tories. They dine with us or come around in the evening at any rate. Now, on to minor matters, huh? Are your parents living?
I have lost both my parents.
Oh, to lose one parent, Mr. Worthing, can be regarded as a misfortune. To lose both looks like carelessness. Who was your father? He was evidently a man of some wealth. Was he born into what the radical papers call the purple of commerce, or did he rise up in the ranks of the aristocracies?
Well, I'm afraid I really don't know. You see, Lady Bracknell, when I said I had lost my parents, it'd be nearer to the truth to say they seem to have lost me. I do not actually know who I am by birth. I was found.
Found?
Yes. The late Mr. Thomas Cardew, an old gentleman who kindly and charitable disposition, found me and gave me the name of Worthing, because he happened to have a ticket to Worthing at the time. Worthing is a place in Sussex. It was a seaside resort.
Where did this charitable gentleman who had a first-class ticket to a seaside resort find you?
In a handbag.
Humbug!
Yes, a rather large black leather handbag with handles to it. An ordinary handbag, in fact.
In what locality did this Mr. Thomas or James Arku come across this ordinary handbag?
In the cloakroom at Victoria Station. It was given to him in mistake for his own.
The cloakroom at Victoria Station?
Yes, the Brighton line.
That line is immaterial. Mr. Welling, I confess I'm somewhat bewildered by what you have just told me. But to be born or bred, at any rate, into a handbag, whether it had handles or not, seems to me to display an ordinary contempt for the decent family living. Now, that reminds one of the worst excesses of the French Revolution. And I suppose you know what that unfortunate movement led to. And as for the particular locality in which this ordinary handbag was located, well, a cloakroom at a rail station might serve to conceal a social indiscretion. Has probably been used for such a purpose before now, but it can hardly be regarded as a basis for a position in good society.
Well, then, may I ask you, what would you advise me to do? I need hardly say I would do anything to ensure Gwendolyn's happiness.
I would highly recommend to Mr. Welling that you acquire some relations as soon as possible. Oh, and make a definite effort to produce one parent at any rate, before the season is quite through.
I don't see how I could possibly manage to do that. I can provide the handbag at any moment. It is in my dressing room at home. I really think that should satisfy you, Lady Bracknell.
Misa, what does it have to do with me? You can hardly imagine that I, Lord Bracknell, would dream of allowing our only daughter, who grew brought up with the utmost care, to marry into a cloakroom and form an alliance with a parcel. Good morning, Mr. Worthing. See you.
Nice.